Taurus, welcome back for your soulmate update. Now, I have pulled the cards ahead of time and I've missed one. Where's my cards? That'd be right. That's so strange. Did you miss something? The funny thing was, when I was pulling the cards for your reading, I do feel in your soulmate energy, and this is more for those of you that you know, might have been meditating upon a particular path. Things haven't quite gone according to plan. Now, I do feel as though you guys are picking, it's going two ways, okay? It's almost like the path you thought you were going to take, it didn't come through. Then the path that you thought was better even didn't come through, and then it come around 360. But it's starting to look a little bit messy for some of you, not all of you. And this can be your mindset, you know, of the confusion connected to it, or it could physically be the reality of it. Let's have a look at what's coming through. Okay. You wish to have a celebration in this connection. Now, it can be you're meditating upon what's in the future, Christmas, etc., moving the connection to the next level for those of you who are partnered. Others of you are wishing for this celebration to be within this connection if you're waiting for your soulmate energy to come through. Now, the Taurus energy is very much wanting a deep spiritual union, meditating upon that factor. They're also wanting to take this very much to the next level, but they're being cautious about how they deal with it. So even though they want the bigger picture, they're being cautious because of past tense situations. They're needing balance in this. Now, this balance can be connected to a Libran energy, especially with the scales, balance. But I do feel if they got enough signs from this counterpart, they would jump in the deep end. But at the moment, they're fearful they're going to jump in the deep end and they're going to have to use strength to cope with what's going to come. Counterpart energy. Okay, maybe they're doing things in excess. You know, it could be alcohol, it could be working again. But they're very reminiscent and they're also bored of the same path of what they've been doing. So if you're not with this person, this is very much in a reflective sense of what they're directly doing. And I do feel they're getting a bit dizzy. They're having to have a lot of courage to move forward. And I feel they're meditating and they're thinking and they're saying, gee, in order for me to do that, I know exactly what I need to do. But it's almost like the frequency is coming to you. I need to have the strength. Some of you might be dealing with Leo. Some of you might have been waiting from August. Others of you, it feels as though they're knowing that they're going to have to do this and it's going to take a lot of courage to get this off the ground. If you're in a current relationship with your soulmate, whatever they're dealing with at a 3D level, and I'll pull some additional cards for that, in order to get the rewards, they're going to have to put the work in. They're going to have to do something in order to take it where both of you collectively want to take this connection. It can be a lot of conversations going on. And they also know that they might be, how do I put it? Some of them might be physically selling items, getting down to basics, removing things that they physically don't need, really prioritizing what is necessary and what's not. It will be a surprise that they're willing to do this. And you might be surprised that they're actually physically doing this. It might not have been in the bigger plan of what you believed it was going to be. That can even be at an abundant level, but something's changing between the two of you. Both of you spiritually are more ready. That's why you are getting these cards. Of you knowing that you need to be cautious and keep balance. And them actually having a realization of what they're currently doing isn't serving them. They were stuck, but they're addressing the fact that that's a reality. So both of you are being very practical when it comes to the way you're looking at things. They've got the courage, right? They know they're going to have it, but you need to be open to jump. Now, it will need to be a fresh start. In whatever you're doing, be it you're in this connection or you're trying to manifest this connection in, you have to look at it as a fresh start. But you need to meditate and communicate to see this counterpart is wanting that same frequency. So jumping in the deep end without your finances in order, you know, your heart chakra, your boundaries can be problematic. Gauge it before doing that. At the moment, from this side, it looks as though they are working through those blockages to get to the point where they can offer gifts and they can be in that frequency. And although they've worked at something for a long time, whatever's going to happen in their life might be them losing their job. It might be them actually getting rid of things that no longer connect with them, where this no longer can be an excuse. And between you, an old karmic cycle is ending. You're tying up loose ends. You're changing the way you connect with each other within the relationship if you're partnered. Something is changing and transforming, okay? There can also be some family-related dynamics going on, but they're trying to balance everything, but they know they've got to tie up all these loose ends in order to have this connection with you if they're not. If they're not with you, that's what they're wanting. They may be in a soulmate energy and moving into a twin flame, or they may be in a karmic energy and moving towards you. If they're with you in general, they're tying up all the blocks that they had spiritually from the past. There might have been infidelities in between you or connected in some shape or form, or fear-based frequencies about this happening. If other people have done this to you or you've witnessed it, it might be fear-based frequencies coming in. Again, the veil is very thin, so we can be very triggered during this time. Be very careful with your miscommunication. If that has been so, and it's happened on both sides, this is happening on both sides. Karmic endings. It can be being found out or situations coming to light. And again, this can be on both sides even without you directly interacting or transmuting that frequency. It can be an acknowledgement if one is with a partner that they realize that the person's frequency isn't happening. It doesn't even have to be like, you know, being with another person. It can be the mental mindset, the person not directly being there, and the awareness that the person they're with is acknowledging the fact that they're seeing this transform within their life. What is wanting to move within this is direct communication. But be careful how you communicate. If you're coming from a trigger place, it can affect it. What is grounding the connection for Taurus? You're having to use your intuition. You're trusting in your intuition. 5D, third eye. That is your saving grace. But your intuition is telling you something's coming. So if you have blocks or anything at a karmic level that can come out, get found out, affect you, if you feel that this person's moving towards you, tune into all of that. It's a bit like, you know, for females, having the instincts when we're ready to have a child. And something's changing. So we're getting the intuition and we're like, oh, we're going to get the house ready. It's the same situation, you know, pay attention to your intuition and how you're feeling about things. Gauge in with people that you trust and the environment and act accordingly, you know, to be prepared. Again, things we were passionate about may transform. Okay. But you're basing your, you know, you're being very strong, but you're also being very rational. Now, in the air energy, now I've based the readings with the frequencies of what goes on in the 3D, the 4D, the 5D, etc. Connected to the 4D and the 5D in the air, what's up in the air is the teamwork. Can this be done? Can it be achieved? You know, maybe having to make some sacrifices in order to get this off the ground. Really, and it's good because our fears of, hey, if we don't do something, we can't have this, is a reality. Our manifestation is very much 5D, which is beautiful that this is coming through. And again, the crows calling in the background is very much like karmic endings. Okay, within the fire passion element, they're going to turn their manifestation into reality. They know what they've got to do. They've had this epiphany moment. If this is coming, get prepared, guys. If you're in the relationship, taking this relationship to the next level, they're ready to do this. But they know the work that they've got to put in, and they're assessing whether they're going to do it. If it was intended for them in a natural way, the universe will align it correctly, even in a horrible way. It's going to be aligned. It's destined. For them, though, they're having this awareness. They're putting their power into, they're putting their money where their mouth is. But it's power where their mouth is. Okay, what is affecting them at an emotional level? It can be if they're communicating from a triggered point of view, but they can be fighting with you. You can be fighting with them. They can be fighting with themselves internally. Again, look at their sign. Again, they're dealing with their bravery and their mind. What else am I picking up? And again, there's birds on the card, so it can be that there are some messages coming through for particular birds. It's very much, it is divine timing. Their emotions are telling them that something has to change, and they're trying to cut through to the truth. They're also trying to move to a point that can come towards you. They might be asking people around that know what you're doing if you're not partnered, or they're looking at various ways and means to attain a goal with you. I'm hearing at the last hour. But it is hard work. Some of them might have had like addictions or blocks or, drinking during this time. But they're really changing their mindset. But when they deal with the trigger points that make them emotional, they're aware that they have a side effect of that to deal with it. They also do know that it is, it's a block. They're having this realization. It is a block. It's not a reality. It's a block. It's a Band-Aid. But, it may be that suddenly they can't do that, and then they're feeling that frequency, and that's what's helping them move forward. Okay, clarifiers. If you're not communicating, it's because you need to sit and meditate, and it is connected to what's happening at the end of January. Part of it is coming through mid-month. There are surprises coming. There are surprises coming. Be prepared. Good and bad. Okay. So for you, Taurus, you may be wishing to communicate or you're choosing not to. This can be part of the problem. However, again, it directly relates. Any old frequencies of the way they were doing things, that they don't want to lose something, and I feel they don't want to lose you, but it may be a lack of communication on your side or their side. There is hope, and there is going to be justice, however that falls, however the reactions for this karmic cycle to end to occur. Moving forward, you might not see the blessings right away. Some of the endings may not be blessings, but they're necessary to push you on the correct path at a spiritual level. They may not be focused on cash, or it might be a lack of cash for them that is problematic at the moment for some. This hasn't ended between you, though. It is moving forward, and, although you might be cross, this is not your enemy. Although they might have harmed you, this is not your enemy. The frequency of the previous was the enemy. So whatever is transforming in your connection, if you're partnered, it's going to balance out. Our demons are internal, and we're directly dealing with them collectively at the moment. Now, I'll give the update mid-month, and we'll check in with frequencies and the energies of how it's going. But I do feel they're really getting ready to move, dependent on if that is relevant to your path. And if you are wanting to see mid-month, click the bell and you can check the update. I'm trying to pick up, there was something else that was coming through. I really feel if they do communicate, you do need to be extremely careful how you communicate, because I feel there's trigger points on both sides. And I do feel, even this is either on your side or theirs, one of you is moving further than you have ever moved before. But I feel due to time frame, trigger points, things that needed to evolve, I'm hearing the song a little too late. It doesn't mean to say that it is. It might be the mindset that they or you are taking. So the way in which communication happens may be essential. Always follow your instincts over any reading. Although if you do need the guidance connected to it, stay tuned, check the readings and see if they directly resonate with you, and feel free to book a reading. There was a date as well in mind. I'm seeing the 17th as important for you, but I am seeing the 5th as some things coming at left field and surprises. Be cautious with your cars as well. Like, make sure they've had their services, because I'm seeing transport being an issue for you or them. And you might need to collect somebody from, I'm hearing a bus station, a train station. It can be due to transport. Strange message. I'll leave it at that. See you mid-month.